we are going to start with the first question, and I'm going to show you my method that I like to use for error intervals. So we've got here, the question says the weight of a bag of potatoes is 15 kilograms, correct to the nearest kilogram. Write down the smallest possible weight of the bag of potatoes, and then at the bottom it says write down the largest possible weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 15, put 15 in the middle. It was to the nearest 1 kilo. So I'm going to put 16 at this end and 14 at this end. So I've added 1, taken away 1. Now my error interval is the bits in the middle. What is in between 14 and 15? 14.5. What is in 15 and 16? 15.5. So the smallest possible weight, 14.5. The largest possible weight, 15.5. On to the next question. It's absolutely fine at this point if you still don't understand it, because we've only really quickly gone over one example. Question 2. The length of a line is 81 centimetres, correct to the nearest centimetre. 81 to the nearest centimetre. So add 1, 82. Take 1, 80. I don't stop there. I need to find the halfway points between them. So I've got 80.5 and 81.5. So the least possible length of the line is 80.5, and the greatest possible length of the line is 81.5. Right, next question. The height of a building is measured as 11 metres, correct to the nearest 1 metre. And it says to the nearest metre, but I know that's to the nearest 1 metre. I'm going to use my method again. 11, add the 1 is 12, take off the 1 is 10. My halfway points. So the smallest it can be is my 10.5. Largest it can be is my 11.5. This should be starting to make more sense to you now. Right, let's look at a decimal place. A number, y, is rounded to 1 decimal place. The result is 5.2. Write down the error interval for y. All the error interval is the same as before, but you're going to put it in the form as seen here. So we're going to use the same method. 5.2, it was to 1 decimal place. Highest it could be, 5.3. And then we got 5.1. Our error interval are the numbers that fall between this. So I've got 5.15 and 5.25. Okay, they're the numbers that go here. Right. Question 5. A number y is rounded to 1 decimal place. The result is 14.8. First step, I write my 14.8 in. It was to 1 decimal place. So I'm going to write 1 decimal place more here, which gives me 14.9. I'm going to write 1 decimal place less here, which gives me 14.7. Now I do see this mistake being used, and I would see students go ahead and put 14.7 here and 14.9 here. What we cannot forget to do is understand that the error intervals are the numbers in between this. So in between 14.7 and 14.8 is 14.75. So that goes here. And in between 14.8 and 14.9 is 14.85. Okay, we cannot make the mistakes. So we're just going to have a look at question 6 really quickly. A number is rounded to 2 decimal places. The result is 1.51. Same method as before. 1.51 to 2 decimal places this time. So we're going to add a decimal place. So 1.52. And we're going to take 1 off. So 1.50. All that we do now is find the midpoint between this and this. 1.50 and 1.51 is 1.505. And then we would have 1.515. And we just write them in our answer boxes. Okay, I hope this helped. Just be really careful if you do use this method, that you remember you need to calculate the midpoints between the upper and lower bounds, okay? I hope this helped.